Hi, my name's Hayley Christian. I'm an Associate Professor at the Telethon Kids Institute and the University of Western Australia and a Chief Investigator on the ARC Life Course Centre. The first 5 years of a child's life is critically important for their development but for their health as well. It's where children develop healthy behaviours like being physically active, minimising their screen time but also having enough sleep each day. And here in Australia, we have national 24-hour movement guidelines for the early years, which recommend children have at least 180 minutes of physical activity each day, they get sufficient sleep, and for those under 2s, no screen time and less than 1 hour between that 2 to 5 age group. Now that's the early years. As children get older, it's really important that they still have these opportunities for physical activity, minimising screen time and good sleep each night. A key aspect of a young child's health and well-being and supporting them to have a healthy life is to make sure that they're wrapped in a supportive and nurturing environment. And some of that, and most importantly, comes from parents and carers, but it's also the physical and policy environment that wraps around a child. So we know it's really important that children live in neighbourhoods and communities, attend schools and childcare centres where there's quality physical environment. So we're talking about lots of space for children to move around and be active and interact with their peers, but also making sure that space is green and there's lots of opportunities and attributes in those parks, for example, for children to climb and be active and interact with other children. Importantly, they also need to make sure that these physical environments are enabled through good policy. And our work here at Telethon Kids Institute has uncovered that many of our policies as they relate to planning and built environments really don't consider the needs of children and families. It's really important that we hear the voices of children in our policies. One way to do this is to consider that every policy that we develop, we review, that we consider a child impact assessment. A simple question to say, what impact will this policy have on children and families? And really consider whether there may potentially be some unintended consequences. This is a call to all children and families to engage with policymakers, engage with researchers. We want to hear from you. Your voice is critically important to make sure that our research makes a difference and ensures that we have children who have happy, healthy lives. One way that children throughout the country can be active every day is walking, cycling or scooting to school. Now this has just disappeared in the last few decades. We've seen a drop to almost from 75% to just a quarter, 25% of children walking and cycling to school. Now there's great things we can do in terms of our physical or built environments to encourage and support that more. We need safe routes to school. We need to consider the crossings for children to get to and from school. But really it's working with parents and schools in the community to make sure that children have more opportunities to actively commute to and from school each day.